Hello everyone, I'm your host BlackTuna and welcome back in a new video. We are back talking about Genshin Impact because in just a couple of weeks we are going to receive the 1.2 update. And the 1.2 update actually features quite a lot of content with the first new continent expansion, a lot of new events, new characters as always, new enemies to kill, new weapons, new artifacts, new domain, new story quests. There's a whole lot of things coming in this update, and MiHoYo just had their live stream on YouTube explaining pretty much all the content that's coming in the update and spoiling even a little bit too much once again about the story, about what we're going to see. So, it's not only, a list of patch notes, it's an explanation of what's coming and why and how, which is kind of annoying, but, I get it, I guess. So yeah, the 1.2 is actually pretty sizable, and again, as you may know already, the most important part of this is the new continent expansion. We're going to be exploring the Dragonspine Mountain, which is an icy mountain covered in snow, so you can expect all these new creatures and enemies to be also covered in snow and be ice-type creatures. Of course, there's not only going to be ice-type creatures, but the new ones are. And from what we've seen, both in the video and live stream, we know that we have some new Season Mages coming, ice-type. We have some new Ruin Golems coming, which are pretty big and scary. And some new Hilichurls, ice-type. I mean ice. Cryo, if we want to stay in the theme of Genshin Impact. Now, this new icy mountain comes with its quirks and new game mechanics, if you will, because this icy mountain is actually cold and our characters are going to be feeling cold, and there's going to be a new meter that's going to fill up as long as we stay in the icy region, and once this meter reaches the maximum amount and fills up, we're going to suffer some damage, and so we will have to try and stay warm as much as possible. We have to try and stay near campfires, near torches, but also there are some actions that are going to increase the rate at which this meter fills up. So rest assured that if you're going to have a swim in icy water, the meter is going to fill up pretty quickly. Also, this adds more dynamics to fighting, because when, for example, you're fighting a tanky creature, you don't want to stay in the cold for too long, so you're going to have to manage how long you stay in the fight and when to back out, which is actually quite interesting. It's an interesting mechanic, and I'm assuming that if we ever get a desert area, they're going to be doing the same but with heat, which, kind of makes sense. I wonder if using fire characters and burning yourself up with the fire skills will actually slow down the meter from filling up. Who knows? Who knows? They haven't mentioned anything of this sort. And apparently the story content behind this region is quite rich. In fact, it's going to tie into this mystic cursed Zord that this new character that is going to be available in the gacha is going to give us. Now, this new character is Albedo. It's a 5-star character, Geo user, and he uses a Zord, a normal Zord. Now, he looks pretty cool, but we still don't have a proper spotlight of the character, so we don't know exactly what he does or how he does it and what does he scale on, but his powers are flower related, if you will. Now, it sounds weird, but it's actually quite cool. And yeah, this character is going to give us this cursed Zord that not only is going to tie in with the main story, but also with the main event that's going to appear once we complete the main story. And not only that, but the Zord is gonna actually grow in power and efficacy the more we go through with the event. So there's an emphasis and incentives for us to use this Zord, complete the events, and make this weapon really powerful. Now, another character that we already know, but that's going to be playable with the 1.2, it's Ganyu, 5-star cryo and bow user. If you remember her, she was on the Jade Palace with the Ningguang and all the other heroes that were trying to stop that sea creature from destroying the harbor. And yeah, we finally get to use her, and she also uses flowers, so there's something going on with flowers in this update, in this patch, but she actually seems pretty strong. Even her basic attack is quite different from other archers, as it's going to have different effects depending on how much you charge it. Now, they haven't mentioned any 4-star characters, so I guess we are only going to get 5-star characters in this update, which is fine, although the rate it's still gonna be the same, so, And after having spent all my Primogens on Zhongli, I'm kinda poor in game, so I'm not gonna be rolling for these two characters anytime soon. But what else do we have in this update? We have plethora of events. Of course, they are not all going to come immediately as soon as the update launches, but they're going to be scattered as always through the months until the next update then comes. And for example, we have this event called the Chalk Prince and the Dragon. This is the event that's going to tie in directly with the weapon, with the sword that Albedo is going to give us. So this event will enable us to make this sword, this weapon, much stronger and more useful. Not only that, but this event rewards Primogems, the golden crown that we could get with the meteorite events, and I guess that's it, and the sword. I'm pretty sure there's more to it, but I don't remember. I didn't take note of everything. Then we have an event called Lost Riches. And this is quite interesting because we are going to be going hunting for treasures with a new companion that after the event can actually become our permanent companion. We are going to be able to always have it with us, floating around us, even when we move, when we fight. And there's 3 different types of companions. I mean, they're all the same, but they change color. But it's kind of cool, I like it. And this event not only will reward us with this companion, but it will give us, again, Primogem, the necklaces, which are going to be, again, these companions, level up materials for characters and weapons. And before we move forward with the other events, every single event is going to give us Primogems, so that's great. And there seems to be a lot of events, so a lot of Primogems, meaning a lot of gacha. Then we have another event, which is a returning event of the Marvelous Merchandise. You know, that traveling merchant that is going to give you boxes for some materials. And this guy is going to be giving you Primogems, level up materials for characters, weapons and skills. And the event has been reworked slightly, meaning that now every word is going to have a different set of rewards, meaning that your friend may have different rewards from yours. So if you want to get the rewards for that day, but your friend's rewards are more interesting, you can just hop in his world, talk to this merchant and get the reward in your friend's world. Now, if you don't have any friends like me, you're stuck with what you have in your world. Then, what do we have? We have the Frost Bearing 3 event giving you not Primogems. Imagine, what's better than Primogems? Intertwined and Acquainted Fate directly. That's what this event gives you, directly, summon material. Then you have weapon prototypes, which are very hard to come by, leveling up materials for characters, weapons, and also recipes. Now, what recipes are these? I have no idea, but they also tossed in some wings skins. And then there's another event called In the Mountains, which is kind of unclear. There's no details about this event, but it seems like it's about collectibles. You have to find collectibles in the world. Now, I'm not sure about this again. But yeah, these are all the events, and there's many events if you ask me. And between Primogems and directly getting Intertwined and Acquainted Fates, you are pretty set. Not only that, but they also did some quality of life improvements for characters' ascension. Basically, every 2 ascension levels, you're going to get back some Acquainted Fates. So, you know, ascending characters, it makes it worthwhile now because you get back some intertwined fates with which you can do more gacha and power up more characters. You know, the game is starting to move forward, I see, and I'm happy for it. Then again, there's other 4-star weapons because the cursed weapon is a 4-star weapon. But there's others. There's a spear called the Dragon Spine Spear. Then there is a Catalyst, and there's a Great Sword, and I think a bow, or maybe not a bow, I don't remember. But yeah, there's other 4-stars weapons that you can all get through events. Also, together with the new 2 characters that they're going to introduce with the gacha, we're going to get individual characters story quests. As always, the one for Albedo is going to be available pretty much immediately. On the other hand, the one for Ganyu will be available mid-January. So, you know, they're splitting it out evenly throughout the months. With this new region also come new minerals and new collectibles in the area. And I guess that actually covers it all. Now, there's even more quality of life improvements and even more content, but really, I could not take notes of everything they were saying because anyway, most of it is spoilers and it ties in with the story, so I don't really want to annoy you with that stuff. But yeah, this is pretty much it, and I can happily say that this 1.2 update actually is quite sizable and it has a lot of content. 2 new characters only, and I'm happy for it. Unfortunately, they are both 5 stars, but I'm happy that they only put 2 new characters and not, you know, 4, 5. So yeah, this is actually quite good, and it should keep us all pretty busy in this winter period. Because yeah, the update is coming in, you know, a couple of weeks maybe. And honestly, quite frankly, I can't wait to see where the story is going. Because after seeing how epic the end of the previous act was, I'm really looking forward to this. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think. Are you also happy with what they're putting in this update? Because I feel like they're actually listening to the community. Because again, there are also some interesting quality of life improvements that I'm not mentioning in this video, but that have been community requested, and they just put it in, and it's great. They are listening to the community. Now, if only they could make it a little bit easier to farm Primogems, that would be great. But you know, with all these events, I guess you can accumulate a good amount of them. Anyway, if you liked this video, please do click the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, because I will see you again in the next video.